Ghana's inflation for the month of November 2013 rose to 13.2%. That's from 13.1% in October. Now, this is the highest since March 2010. Now, for more on the Ghana market, I'm now joined on the line by Collins Appiah. He's the ED at NDK Asset Management. Collins, it's great to have you on the show with us. Now, what did you read into those inflation numbers for November?
I think the inflation number that we've gotten for me is still not surprising because I think over the some months now, we've been seeing inflation moving upward, and from the budget that was read by the Minister of Finance and also from the way that the government has been spending over the years, how our exchange rate has been deteriorating, as well as the deficit and other indicators that we have on our market, it's very obvious that inflation will definitely be moving up. Having said that, I think November, October, September are also seeing that looking at the economy that we operate an economy that are highly dependent on imports. When you have such an economy, in terms of getting to Christian festivity, you have your importers putting so much pressure on the local currency, and also going to get their things on the market to come in for. That definitely will be moving most of their prices that we get on the local market. So I think the upward adjustment that we had from October, for me, is also something that I was actually expecting. Maybe November is likely to go up again, but December, I will expect that at that time some of these importers might have gotten all their importation on the country, and therefore some easing can come to the market.
How do you think the Bank of Ghana will respond to this? How will they react?
For me, the likelihood policy response is just for them to probably have to go and increase the policy rate by embarking on what we call monetary policy tightening. But if you look at the high rate that we have currently in our system, I think it will also be so detrimental to the private sector. Because, the private sector has been crying over the years now that Ghana borrowing or getting capital from the banking industry to do business is very high. Cost of doing business in Ghana is very high, and therefore going to increase it again will be sort of a decision that will not augur well with the private enterprise, companies. And therefore, though, in terms of economics, you expect them to increase, but I don't really foresee them increasing this policy rate maybe in their next meeting. Unless maybe things, inflation moves to a range, say 15 to 16, that will be out of hand, and therefore they have to support. And I keep on, advising that the inflation that we're having now is not really coming from the monetary side, because it's about government spending and several taxes that we have in the system. That has to do with more of fiscal policy. So if you don't cut the spending, if you don't touching the fiscal side, using the monetary policy probably will not help you to achieve the kind of target that you want to achieve. Though it goes to support the fiscal, but I think more has to be done on the fiscal policy side as regard to the monetary policy. Since Bank of Ghana is just keen on just pushing to the trade of Ghana.
Collins, very quickly, let's move our focus to the stock market. Tell us what's going on in trading today. What's going on today?
The market for me is today has been okay. I mean, as I also said, if you know our season in terms of the capital market, you normally see at the latter part of the year, you see most of the investors trying to cash out. So obviously you might be seeing people selling some of their stocks that they have, taking money out, and that had a tendency just to affect some of the stocks in terms of price appreciation. But having said that, I think this year has been a very good year because as much as people are still dropping prices on some of the equities, we still see some of the stocks, having price appreciation. And just the last month or a week, we see a mix of, price appreciation and price losses on the market. And I think going forward, this, trend is likely to continue maybe to the end of the year.
Very interesting to see what happens. I mean, of course, your market has done very well, up 77% this year. That was Collins Appiah, Executive Director, NDK Asset Management.